Okay, coming up on Hogpen Gap. I got dropped off at Testnity Gap by my wife and kids this morning, and Testnity Gap was a series of switchbacks, and I did those. Made it to the top. Now I'm at Hogpen. This is what you see. Pink ribbons. So whacking away at those miles. Oops. So I think today is a series of maybe some ridge run. The book doesn't show too many inclines. Sorry about the strap from the walking stick. So I think I'm gonna have a pretty fair go of it. When I get to a point where I sit down up here, I'll do a little bit more commentary. Tell you about the last couple of days. I had to kind of rest an injury a little bit, so we'll talk then. That was a Georgia DOT truck behind me. Looked like he had some signs and stuff that he was laying out. Okay, so I'm back on trail. I took a day off yesterday because my shin splints were getting out of control. So I needed a day of rest. I iced them. I feel better a little bit. I still feel it. Basically, when I change from going to an uphill to a downhill or any kind of incline change, I feel pain in my left shin for about 200 yards before it kind of levels off the pain. And then it gets gradually better, but it's kind of a constant throb. So I haven't taken any pain medication yet, but I probably will. Right now I'm north of Hogpen Gap, and I'm in a little stealth site where I just pulled off to grab a drink. Today I'm hoping to, it's pretty much ridge running. That the inclines don't look that bad on the map, so I'm going to pretty much be ridge running and just some minor ups and downs. I feel real good. I've done 3 miles already. My wife and children came to see me last night. We had a cabin, so that was nice. I haven't seen anybody yet this morning in those first 3 miles as far as walkers, hikers, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So the mileage number today is probably, I'm looking for a solid 12 miles to, I think, Trey Mountain, and I'm at camp there tonight. I have met some people over the last couple of days that are attempting the through hike, 3 people. I don't know how committed they are, and I'll probably, we've given each other our numbers, so we're in communication with each other. And hopefully we'll build some bonds here where we can kind of work and feed off of each other a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, still kind of desolate out here. Not too many people on the trail. Today's temperature, I believe, is going to be 76 as a high, and 50% chance of rain. I've been blessed with the weather. No, no rain yet. And good breeze right now. I took the pack off. It felt good. But I'll move north. Got an early start today, 8 o'clock. yeah, so I'm looking forward to a good day, but that's kind of the status right now. So I'm gonna push north, see how my leg does, reassess, and go from there. So I will talk to everybody shortly. All right, so I had to get a little creative here, and kind of where my shin splint is right there, and you don't know how good that feels. Real good. Okay, made it to Blue Mountain Shelter today. Cooking dinner right now. I've already set up my tent. Did 12.8, I believe. Nice path today. The first part was coming out of Testney, yeah, Gap, and a series of switchbacks that were, there's probably 14 to 16 switchbacks. It was a high climb, but it was manageable. It was my first thing in this morning, so they tend to be a lot easier when you're just starting and you catch a hill. So the first mile and then the last mile was very rocky, so that was difficult getting in here, but I made it, and I'm having ramen noodles. I gotta tell y'all, I lightened my pack since my little shin splint thing. I've lightened my pack by about 4 or 5 pounds, and from here to about the next 7 days, which I anticipate getting to a town in North Carolina, I'll be eating Snicker bars for breakfast, peanut butter and jelly for lunch, and ramen noodles for dinner. So tonight is ramen noodles. Here's my setup. And it looks like it's ready. So tomorrow's a new day. Probably not gonna do as far tomorrow, I don't think. My shin, I feel a little throbbing, so I'm gonna medicate tonight. And then we'll see how tomorrow goes, but the terrain's a lot more difficult tomorrow. There's another shelter about 8 miles away. I've got to go down to Unicoi Gap. A lot of y'all have heard of that. Going down to Unicoi Gap, then I'm getting out of there. Hopefully, not sure about the weather situation, if it's going to be raining. It's calling for like 40 or 50%, so we'll see how it goes. Got bare cables I got to put my food up in, and then I'm going to be lights out pretty early. And already had a little sprinkle of rain up here, but that's my game plan. I'll check out my book, see how far next shelter is, or the one beyond that. Saw 3 southbound people today, and I've got 2 northbounders that are staying in camp here. Haven't really talked to them yet. They've been keeping themselves. It's a couple. So yeah, that's my thing. Saw 2 other northbound guys that were from Maine and headed back to Maine, they say, and they kept on moving beyond this shelter, so they could be down in Unicoi Gap by now. So I've been here about an hour, a little bit more. So that's the plan. I will check in with you guys later. And this is here's the shelter behind me. Let me let you get a view of that. It's holds about 6 to 8. Yeah, 8. So anyway, still pretty up here. Didn't have as many views as I did the past few days, but it's still nice. So I will check in with everybody probably in the morning.